Alright, today we're talking about baseball in Pakistan, the top country in South Asia for baseball. Normally when we think of this region, the first country that comes to mind is India. With over 1 billion people, it's easy to get excited about the possibilities for baseball in that country. But Pakistan has made the most progress as far as developing talent in their country. They consistently rank 5th in Asia, behind Japan, Korea, Taiwan, and China, and are currently ranked 27th in the world. Not bad for a country with a very short baseball history, and has had little help from the outside. Also, Pakistan's got a lot of people too. Its population of 212 million ranks 5th in the world. Baseball was formally introduced to Pakistan in 1992 when Syed Kawar Shah founded Pakistan Federation Baseball, the governing body for baseball in Pakistan. Baseball was a new Olympic sport at the time, and he was hoping that Pakistan could field a team in future Olympic Games. He passed away in 2018, and the PFB is now run by his son, Syed Fakhar Ali Shah. So baseball in Pakistan had a really late start compared with other countries that rank in the top 30. The game's never been very popular in the country. Cricket and field hockey own the spotlight there, and baseball teams have had trouble getting the proper equipment. In the beginning, the PFB obtained some used baseball equipment and some VHS tapes of Major League games. That's how Pakistani baseball got started. They spent the 90s trying to figure out how to play the game, and they didn't always interpret the game correctly. For a while they were throwing the ball at base runners to get them out, before they realized that wasn't allowed. They played on an all-dirt field, one not meant for baseball, and that continues today. Nevertheless, they managed to put together a national team that has been climbing the ladder in the baseball world. In 2016, they became the first country from their region to participate in a WBC qualifier. It didn't go well. They lost to Brazil 10-0, then to Great Britain 14-0, and then they were done. But just making it to the qualifier was a huge honor for the country's young baseball program. They were supposed to compete in another WBC qualifier in March of 2020, but that was postponed due to COVID-19. Their pool was to consist of South Africa, Brazil, Nicaragua, Germany, and France. Pakistan would again be huge underdogs, but was expected to perform better this time. They were the only country in the WBC qualifier playing with all amateur players. None were part of any major league organization. 2 players I want to point out from their national team. 16-year-old twin brothers Syed Ali Shah and Syed Mohammed Shah. If the 2020 WBC qualifier had gone on as planned, they would have become the first twins to compete in WBC history. Both made names for themselves in the 2019 Under-15 Asian Championship, an 8-team tournament that included baseball powerhouses Japan, Korea, and Taiwan. Pakistan finished 6th. Syed Ali Shah, the team's leadoff hitter, batted .267 with 4 stolen bases in 5 games, and he twice pitched in relief. But his brother Syed Mohammed was the star, going 6 for 12, including 2 hits against the Korean team. After the tournament, he made history by becoming the first baseball player from Pakistan to earn a full scholarship to play baseball at the University of Sports Taichung in Taiwan. Last year was a big year for development of the game in Pakistan. In a year when progress stalled in most countries, it actually picked up there. On August 9th, the country's first youth baseball academy opened in the city of Okara in Punjab province, the first of several they plan to open. Right now, most Pakistani baseball players are converted cricket players. While some skills carry over from one sport to the next, others don't, and it shows. In their WBC qualifier debut, the players made a lot of basic base running mistakes, such as trying to make a triple out of what was obviously only a double. The kind of mistakes players don't make if they've been playing from an early age. So the aim of these new academies is to get athletes involved in the game earlier in their lives, so they have better instincts on the field. Also over the summer, a women's baseball academy was opened in Punjab. The women's national baseball team of Pakistan is ranked 17th in the world and has competed in the Women's World Cup. At the end of October, 2 exhibition matches were held in northern Kashmir. The best players in the country were split into green and white teams, with each team winning 1 game. They were played in an elevation of 2,228 meters, 1.3 miles, almost a record. In November, it was announced that baseball would be part of the Interboard Games for the 2021-22 season. The Interboard Games are played between students of the 32 educational boards in the country, so baseball will be immediately introduced as a curricular activity in Pakistan schools. The country still lacks a proper baseball stadium, but that should change this year. Last February, the PFB received a land donation from a real estate company. In a meeting in November, the country's sports minister confirmed his support for building the new stadium there. According to the PFB president, there are 10 local teams with 3,000 players taking part in 11 different competitions in Pakistan. So they're taking all the right steps, increasing youth participation, even getting it played in the schools. That doesn't happen in every country. Having a stadium built, getting better equipment, and competing in international tournaments. And there is more they can do. One is to organize all the country's teams into a single amateur or semi-professional league, after a few stadiums are built, of course. Another thing is to send their most talented young players to play college abroad, eventually leading to the first Pakistani to sign with a major league team. This will probably only happen after the youth academies have been open for some time. Something they can do in the more immediate future is to give their national team more chances to play overseas, get them to play against and practice with some tougher competition in East Asia and the Americas. Of course, all this will cost money, which the baseball community in Pakistan doesn't have a lot of, and they haven't had much help from the government in the past. But as more and more young athletes are taking up the game, their attitude towards baseball appears to be changing. So that's baseball in Pakistan. They're not the next world power in baseball, but don't be surprised if you see them reach the WBC in the future, and put a few players in MLB. Anyway, that's all for this one. Until next time, this is Baseball International. See ya.